Hello. So, as an educator, I also feel after watching that video that it is our ethical responsibility to not only understand but to accept all of our students for who they are, where they come from, learning about the environment and their family values and everything can help us become culturally competent as educators, allowing us to grow in our relationships with our students. Having better relationships with your students allows for better education in the long run. If we talk about the key terminology from the social justice key term that we did in week 1, social justice is helping others to benefit everyone as a whole, um, fighting for what is morally right and would help the community as a whole, equality between communities. So in a classroom, allowing students to feel welcome and to not tolerate social injustices like bullying or discrimination, racism, any of that. Teaching the students fairness is important and a part of the social justice, which I will be doing in my classroom. Culture and identity. Cultures are someone's past customs or their heritage. So some cultural aspects of my life would be that I am a Christian, customs, heritage, traditions in my family. For example, for New Year's Eve, my family and I have the tradition of the Dutch pretzel, which is a way of giving prosperity and good luck to the family at the strike of midnight. Stuff like that could be little things could be celebrated in the classroom to allow the student to feel welcome and to allow the other students to be able to recognize the difference between them and accept it. When students see that there are differences and are accustomed to them, it's easier for them to understand each other, and then I have personally seen less bullying happen when understanding is there. Look at the cultural competency continuum chart. We see that there are um, six different items, and one I see myself as the most would probably number 6, the cultural proficiency, because this means that I hold a cultural in high esteem and that it is in my organizing frames or references the foundation by which I understand relationships between individuals, group, organizations, systems, etc. Um, I see that there are differences between people, and that's okay. I want everybody to be proficient and to be accepting of one another. The worldview shifts, shifts from judgment, cruelty, and unforgiveness to being able to be forgiving, non-judgeful. I'm very accepting, having strong relationships with my students, policies and practices to be appropriate and of the correct boundary range for cultural competency. Educator is my moral obligation to know and to understand the impact that racism and all this stuff can have on my students. Going forward, um, doing different things to help my students understand each other, like service projects. We did the service learning projects, which the students can actually learn from each other. So each of them could possibly write a PowerPoint or create something that shows the class where they're from, what their customs are. If I have a student of another language, we could maybe learn a few words of that language to make that student feel more welcome. So there are different ways that I can allow my students to help one another as well. And that is how I will be including social justice and cultural competency in my classroom.